Hi guys, I'm recording a video because I think, did I record once today? I think I did, or I can't remember. Whatever, the day was just the day. At the end of the day, I had to do some stuff. So yeah, so I took my little, my little walk, and some guy followed me. I think I've seen his truck before, but I also realized there's another truck that follows this guy around, and so I got here, he's right there. I was like, oh my goodness, he's right there. So it was like, you do realize, oh no, 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 I'm sorry, I'm sorry. You do realize I have you on video following me, right? That's number one. And I said, your friend in the truck, he says, I own that truck. I said, oh, that's interesting. So I knew they were connected. And that without me even, so him to fess up that fast, so I called him on it. That truck, play with me. That's number one. So now a few minutes ago, literally, I just had another visitor. He told me he was looking for his dog in my backyard. So he drove down the street, literally drove into my backyard. Okay, out of all the cars, all the houses, you pick this one. You're going to drive in my, see, but realistically, in terms of visibility, it's mine and the other people's, like, but that was weird. Twice in one day? Nah. So what you ain't going to be doing is scaring me. So basically, by the time I got through with him, he was running off scared of me. So I'm trying to tell you that's how I get down. I'm going to fight for what's mine. I'm fighting for my life. I'm fighting for my property. I'm fighting for my livelihood, because ain't nobody going to kill me. I didn't do nothing to nobody. These people came after me. And now, again, you feel like you're going to send people, if that's what it is. Now, I'm just saying, I don't believe in coincidences. I've made that very clear. And I also I don't like people playing with my intelligence. So whoever you is, you just saw what the next one gonna get if they come over here. So I don't think it's a good idea for y'all to play with me. That's all I'm saying. However, I will say this. I have seen quite the presence of the folks that, that help us out the most. So I'm very pleased with that. I saw one, I couldn't believe it. I said, wow, that's real. I mean, I think I've seen them in the city, but not necessarily around here. But again, I've never looked. I've been here, 20 years, and there's a lot of things that I haven't seen because I've always worked, right? I always worked or whatever I was doing, right? But I've always worked. So I was Monday through Friday. I didn't even get a chance to really enjoy the culture that is around me. There's something about the air. There's something about the music in the air, the smell of the cooking in the air, stuff like that I don't really get a chance to appreciate. So I see a lot of things. And I will say, as of late, it's not a coincidence, but remember, I didn't put myself in this position, okay? I'm a hand show on YouTube. So, like I said, these people decided that they want to come on my property, and I'm telling you again that you're going to get every bit of smoke, all right? You come on my property, anybody, I don't care who you are, you come on my property, and if I have to defend myself, I'm telling you, you will be without penis, especially if you're a man. Okay, and if you a chick, by the time I get through with you, you're going to need surgery. I'm just trying to tell you. So I've been out here too long. I'm not shook over nothing. I understand, right, that when certain things happen in your life, it's time for you to move on. I get that, right? But this is a thing. See, the scheme behind it is they never wanted me to know. Somebody's supposed to pull up to me randomly. It's supposed to look like a random, oh, they must have killed her type shit, so they could collect the money in the background. What I'm saying is insurance policies, right? All these, and never mind all that, but these already know what's going on around here. They already know what it is. These people out here is shook. And now they still got the two ones that they sent was crackheads. The first one this morning, that man, I'm sure he got some money or something, obviously. He running around with two cars like that. Or he's connected to somebody, whatever. He just might be a crack. I don't know what the dude is. But, I try and rock when people ain't around. All right, so for you to follow me down for my little coffee, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't be doing stuff like that. Because then when I turn around and I defend myself, then, oh, she this and that. So my point is, they put me in this predicament, and I've said this to you guys before. I'm in a predicament where I didn't know how big my media channels were because they suppressed my numbers, right? You literally gonna see people that been up here like one day, and they got more followers than me, which is fine. But my point is, they suppressed it, and it's proven. Right? And the thing is, I believe it's been suppressed for several reasons, which, it's one of those bittersweet things. Like, I hate why you did that, but I understand why you did that. Yet you didn't have the right to do that. And everybody gonna pay for each piece of it. Somebody gonna fess up about this. All right? Somebody gonna lose enough where they gonna fess up. And I already know what it is, because I already see, I heard somebody the other day, I heard that they had a little stroke or whatever's going on with that. Listen, whoever these people are, because I ain't calling out no names or nothing like that. I feel like you throwing dirt on my name, but I ain't really saying nothing about you, but I did. But now I heard that you had a stroke, okay? But you also know the stuff that you did, right? So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. And it really ain't my F to give at this point, because whatever you did, you hiding something real big. Because at the end of the day, when I think about everybody in my family, I already know what it is. One of y'all had a child before the one that you said was just something like that. Somebody had a baby or something like that. It was probably me. So it's basically, I'm somebody's kid. I just don't know which one of them hoes it is. And I really don't care at this point. Give me my money so I go on about my way. And being that you put me in this predicament, yeah, I asked for protection. I've written everybody. So there's either something going on. I look at it like this, right? You think these conspiracy theorists, we think she's a conspiracy theorist. So if you have a conspiracy that says I'm a conspiracy theorist, I don't even know how to say that stuff. A conspiracy, whatever it is. That's really what you are. You the one over calling me. I'm minding my business. You the one coming in my backyard with a magnifying glass looking around. All right? What is you looking for? Did you ever find a jail record? No. All right? So you just wanted to come over here. You wanted to do this shit. And now you gonna get this smoke back. Every time I get a visitor at my house, you gonna get that smoke. Okay? I'm gonna call you out. That's the way I look at it. It's like, this is a monster that y'all created. And now, I don't know. What's wrong, Connecticut? Now you can't handle it? Y'all got mad public figures here. You do. But you also got me in the middle of, and this goes again back to lawsuits. When they sold me this house, they ain't telling me all the stuff that was going on over here. I wanted a house up the street. They told me, oh no, they said somebody from Maryland, or was it Maryland that bought it? They literally just snatched it from me miraculously. And I think they may have owned it for like a year. So they did that shit on purpose, right? Because black people or people of color, you're supposed to be assigned to a certain street. So I was supposed to be over here on Slave Trail. You understand what I'm saying? I was supposed to be across the street from this tap dancing coon across the street, right? Django, okay? F nigga Childs, him. They got me across the street from this douchebag, knowing that he ain't done. He's Django, okay? I don't know what the fuck you thought. Okay, I gotta keep telling you, that man got 2 days left. Okay, so whatever's going on here, whoever you think got on my property, you asked the last one that just showed up. Don't do that. And I'm being nice. I'm being very nice. I'm just looking for my dog. How you gonna pull up in my backyard out of all these houses and you looking for your dog in my backyard? Like what? What, you the house in the back? Crawl over the fence. I don't understand that. So go ahead with that bullshit. You be trying to spite people. You try and get people to react to certain things, and I will react if it's warranted. But it's like, it's not enough that I'm not bothering anybody. It's not enough that I don't call these people, bother these people. But you want people to come over here. And so you're going to get all the smoke that comes with it. Every single bit of it. You coming to me. I'm not bothering you. What is it that you want, may I ask? I actually find this comical. I'm really not mad. I actually do find it comical. I think it's comical because you created some sort of a monster that you let Janetta do this, her and her clan of whoever whatever that is. I don't know what that is, but at the end of the day, y'all let her do it, state of Connecticut. You let her do it, right? And you gonna pay for this. I told you gonna pay for it. You sure are, because this is unacceptable, all right? There have been many complaints about that woman over the years, and she stays sitting right there, her lazy ass, and she's still over there being lazy. Okay, she can't do nothing now, but I'm just saying, y'all let her do this. Just like you let that thing go down in Waterbury, and so you gonna pay for it. You are, one way or another. It is traumatic. The stuff to sit back, and I know the complaints. I know firsthand because I know they called on her when she sent my sister back to school with blood on her nose. My ex-sister. So I know y'all ain't done nothing. I know who covered it up too. It's ridiculous, But I also understand that this is pure corruption, all right? These are two separate groups of people. I'm not sure, I can't necessarily pinpoint who, but I can tell you there's a group of people that run the hospital setting, and then there's the other ones that run the states, and there's some kind of clash, all right? And there's innocent people that get caught in the crosshairs of the corruption, right? The corruption. Because it's like, It's just crazy. I don't know what this is. I don't want anything to do with it. Don't send anybody else back to my house, okay? And like I said online, the backfire that you about to get, because I said my little prayer. I did my return to senders. What does that mean? That means Lord protect me, right? Return to sender. Only thing is 1,000-fold. So everything that you just sent to me, the 2 people that you sent to me, may your house be swarmed with whatever. I don't really care. I don't care what it's swarmed with. I really don't care. But return to sender, because I'm having a beautiful day. I got a chance to enjoy the air. It actually did not turn out to be as hot as I thought it would. It was enjoyable, and I needed it. And I was reflecting and I was thinking and stuff like that. And I'm not going to let that go, because honestly, there have been plenty of times where people accidentally, stumble on and I get that. And I never cared, but now I'm at a point in my life where I realize I can't be as cavalier when it comes to certain things anymore. I don't like walking around with one eye open, and I'm not gonna stop living my life. But what you ain't gonna be doing is, if I'm not bothering you, I told you, you got something you want to say, you can stand on the sidewalk. I think it's legal to stand on the sidewalk. But when you start coming out my steps and in the backyard, that's when I start no, don't do that. So that man, my point is with this also, this is the thing that I'm finding around here. See, sometimes they like to make things uncomfortable because their friends told them to, right? So you got all these drug addicts running around, no registration, all this other stuff, and you worried about what I'm doing, right? When the guy next to me is high while he's driving with a needle in his arm, right? And you worried about me. Make that make sense. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. But you also have to realize that there are some people who operate out of ego. And so you operated out of ego, that's really cool. So now this puts me, if I don't have delivery money from DoorDash, I have to walk everywhere, which the exercise to me is great. I love it. I don't have any problems with that. But people following me around, so you did this to me, right? But then you're going to turn around and not protect me. So you don't have any protection. Spiritually, you don't have any protection. I'm not protecting you. I am not protecting you. When I tell you, it's not everybody, though. I will say that. There's a couple of folk. There's a list of folk that I did just... And the funny thing is, on my list, there were people I even prayed for before. They've been removed. I'm not going to waste my prayers, right? Because I'm not going to waste my prayers. I wish you well. Let's put it that way. I wish you well. I wish you learn. I wish I wish all good for you. But you're not actively on my mind. I'm not going to keep you there, and you ain't at the top of my prayer list. Let's put it that way. So if you were an individual, because I do pray for individuals, but if you were an individual on my prayer list, right, and then you fell from grace, you're going to fall under the general prayer, like that. Right under I hope everything goes well for you. That's what we're going to do. So anyway, y'all, that's all. I might record tonight. I might. But ain't nobody scaring me away from here. Sorry. And I was listening to a prepper. He's like, oh, you're getting all these things. Somebody wants to buy it out. That's what they try and do too. It's one of the tactics, right? For them to drive you out. They're going to put these people around you, and they're going to have them saying, it's kind of like the same thing, right? Like when I was coming home from work from Weathersfield, where the trucks would corner me in and all this other stuff. That's now they come into the house and doing it. So I don't give a fuck what you do. You touch me, that's when you going to drop. Straight up. I said what I said. I typically operate within the law. I do. I typically within the law. And even when I hurt you, it's going to be within the law. I'm not hurting anybody, guys. I don't really bother anybody. I keep to myself, and it's the weirdest thing. At the end of the day, I look at it this way too. I'm like, dude, I came down here, I got kicked out of the church, and I'm a tarot reader. So what do you want to be bothered with a tarot reader for? Why would anybody want to try and make me famous? Especially when I was down here praying. So Dee Dee, you was the one, then you kicked me off. You had people harassing me in LC's page. You had people harassing me over there. And I turned on the TV one day and I heard your voice change. You was in the middle of a garden suddenly and all this stuff. I said, this woman crazy. And yeah, she crazy, right? So, and then you got my mother. She kicked me out the church. So I done came down and done my own thing. And if you kicked me out, that means you didn't want me there. So why are you now attempting to yank me back? What you can do though is get these nuts. You know that, right? Matter of fact, you can spin on them. Spin on them. Ain't nobody checking for you. Y'all send somebody else over here. I already told you what it is. The thing is, with something like that, something as minute as that, because with something like that, I would just put it on Twitter, especially in the situation that I'm in. I'm documenting everything, okay? Everything I say, pure facts. When it comes to my situation, I'm telling you pure facts, because I can only speak what my truth is, along with video and footage and everything else. And these glaring lights that just... See, I'm telling you, man, back in the slavery days, I think as homes became more modern, they had these big lights that would, just like over, with World War II and everything that was going on over there. I see the way this street is designed, I see some stuff. It's really weird. And once you understand the structure of stuff, it actually becomes uncomfortable if you allow it. I don't care about that. You look over here if you want to. Whatever, but I don't know, it's just it's been a weird day, but a beautiful day. Anyway, I just want to give you a summary, if you will, of what happened today with those tweets. I did see assistance, so I ain't gonna lie about that. I don't feel unsafe, but I feel like, people want to violate you on purpose, and I also feel like there are people who are sent by others. If you take a look at the people who they're clearly paying. There was one man down the street, he pedals his bike. And I'm not saying nothing sideways about him, but he like I can't even, never mind. He just, never mind. No, it just, never mind. I can't even, never mind, y'all. It's just, you just gotta see some of the people. It's like these people obviously something is wrong with them, right? So they'll give, so I guess, for instance, I think it's like this generally, if they want to bribe somebody, especially maybe around here, they'll take somebody that looks like they got an addiction or something and give them some money, and maybe they don't tell them who they about to try and play with before they pull up and, and they find out, child, both of them. Oh, yeah, I know you sorry. I'll play that. I don't know what's wrong with these people. They're crazy. I think it's funny though, because I think this is funny. It's funny. Anyway, I love y'all. I'll see you in a bit. Bye.